Good morning, everyone. It's me. Ugh. Itchy skin, itchy eyes. Allergies are just really terrible today. We have a little bit of a cold front coming in. It's supposed to rain later on this afternoon, so the wind is blowing and it's stirring up all that mountain cedar, which really makes my eyes itch and swell, as you can see. And well, I thought I'd just call you up and tell you that nothing went in the trap last night. A neighbor let me borrow a trap and I set it up after all my chickens and gosling went in, and nothing. So it's a mystery. Whatever got in there and killed those 4 baby peeps. I was telling Jamie this from Jamie's Hooked. Here comes some young kids, like teenagers.
What do they serve there?
They're all dressed up in suits and bow ties. There comes some more. There is a big bus there. It says bususa.net. I don't know what's going on. I feel a sneeze. Oh boy. I should start this over, but I'm not going to. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was telling Jamie from Jamie's Hook this, that whatever got in the coop that night to kill my 4 baby peeps, the only way that it really could have gotten in is through the nesting box door. And I took a picture of that and I sent it to her to show her that the space that is around the door, it is so thin, you could probably put a quarter through it or an envelope, but nothing thick. And that space there, that very thin space, here comes a whole bunch of, I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. There's about 20 of those young people, guys and girls in black gowns, and they're all coming out of Michael's. This is April. So it's not a graduation. I wonder if they're not in some kind of choir. Bunch of them bought hula hoops. There's no telling. These glasses, I need to clean them. And so whatever got in there, it has to be some kind of varmint that can flatten itself, which I know mice can do, rats can do. Of course, a snake could have, but a snake would have eaten at least a baby, not just, kill them all. And the snake probably would have still been there in the morning, digesting it. And weasels, they say, can get into very tiny spaces. Now, my landlord has so many nephews that, they could be their own football team or their own choir. There's that many nephews, not including like a handful of nieces, but so many nephews. And 2 of his nephews that are brothers, years ago, they started their own landscaping business, which is really huge now in our area. And it's even branched out to landscaping, irrigation, pest control, and tree arbitrary something. And so all these people that are over these crews, that work there, have to take courses, and you got to know your chemicals for your pest control. You got to know the different trees and things when you're over that department, and my landlord's son is over that crew. Anyway, one of my landlord's nieces and her husband live just a stone's throw in front of my trailer in a house, and he is over the pest control part. And so I asked him if they get complaints or calls for any people that have weasels in our area, and he said they never have. And my landlord, who is 60 years old, born and raised here in Wiley, said he's never seen or heard of weasels in this area. There's been several people from this area that I've asked. They've never seen or heard of weasels here. And so, I should have told you that 2 nights ago, I mean, these kids in these tuxedos and girls in these gowns, they're just coming out of everywhere. I am a people watcher, you know that. 2 nights ago, I convinced myself that the varmint was a weasel. I was researching online so much about him and watching YouTube videos, and I sent a text to my landlord probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock, because he just built him up a chicken palace. I wouldn't call it a coop, it's a palace. I mean, it is big and it is secure. Nothing can get in there. He has the chicken wire so many feet down, not inches, feet down into the ground underneath that coop, and I mean, it is just amazing. And so I sent him an article I read about how weasels can get through a square inch, like quarter size, and that got him to reading and researching and looking things up. And he told me yesterday that he said, I couldn't hardly sleep that night. I was researching things and everything, and the kids, I don't know if I can show you. Here comes a group of them. Let's see if I can show you. See them back there, and then here's a group walking by. They're not, all of these kids aren't dressed up. Some are, but this is what's going on in this parking lot. And I do not know why. And he said he kept going out to his chicken coop to check on his chickens. He's so proud to have those 12 chickens, 3 ducks, and his gosling. Well, I was doing the same thing that night. I didn't sleep much. I was reading about it and watching on YouTube and kept going out to check on them, and then reading about things to deter them or deter them. And so I went to Tractor Supply yesterday, and I was talking with one of the employees there. I said, do you have any fox urine or wolf urine? He said they used to sell bottles of fox urine, but no more. And he asked why, so I told him everything. And he said, but on this other side of the store, we have some granules and a spray that keeps varmints away. So he took me over there. And I said, I don't think I want the spray, because if it ever does rain here, that spray will just wash away. I'd like something that will get down into the soil. So he showed me 2 5-pound jugs of granules. One, I mean, it keeps everything away. Deer, squirrel, skunk, armadillo, just everything. And I don't have a problem with deer or armadillos or squirrels at night. And then the other jug was for moles and maybe weasels. I don't know. But there was a big price difference between them. They were both 5 pounds. And I didn't look at the ingredients, but I got to thinking about it. These probably have all the same ingredients. Maybe one has one more than the other. So I went with the cheaper jug that said it only keeps 2 things away, but I don't believe it. And he told me just go around the whole perimeter of your chicken yard on the outside about 2 feet away from the fence, so that no chickens think that it's scratch and stick their head out. So that's what I did yesterday, and that may have worked to keep whatever it is away. Maybe that's why I didn't catch anything in the trap. Although you're supposed to, after you sprinkle it on the ground, you're supposed to go around and with the hose for 10 to 15 minutes, in every spot and get it real soaked. Well, I can't do that. I could have done it on one side of the chicken yard, but I can't do the whole yard and then my yard. And so I just left it like that. And like I say, we're supposed to get heavy rain this afternoon. We'll see. If we do, that will help. If not, it'll still get down, into the soil or whatever. But it's pretty strange to me that this month, the first week of April, I started raising chickens 5 years ago. And just, recently, as I've shared with all of you, my Silky got killed, and then Abner, and then these babies. This didn't happen in years past, so I don't understand it. I do not understand it. What else? Oh, some landscaping trucks just pulled up in front, and they're having a little chat. When I was at Tractor Supply, I think that was yesterday, they have a whole bunch of new peeps in, and they have mostly females. They have them separated, and they had leghorns and different breeds from last week when I did a video there. Last week they had the leghorns, but this week they got some other breeds, and I walked out with none, but I kept looking. And then today, I told you last time I did a video that Roach's feed store in Garland is getting their leghorns in, and the lady had told me to call and should put my name down, but I didn't call it. I don't feel like driving down there. And plus I could go right here in town and get my leghorns from Tractor Supply. And I'm on the fence about it because I'm thinking I could go, you have to buy 4. I could get 2 leghorns and 2 of another, or 2 leghorns and 1 of another, and then 1 of another. That would be 4. And I could put them in that clear plastic tote. I have it all clean and disinfected. And put the screen on top of it with a brick and set my trap. I wonder if, if there's peeps, if that will attract the varmint to come and try to get it, but then it would get into the trap. They would be safer in that than up in the nesting box with the grate. So I'm on the fence. I mean, this is the time, to be buying your baby chicks. And then there's always those homesteaders out in Farmersville that told me I'm welcome back anytime. I feel like they don't just sell chicks now in the spring. I feel like they just keep, getting their eggs and putting them in the incubator and hatching them. So there's always that option. But they didn't have leghorns, and you all know how I've just been wanting leghorns again. I miss my leghorn Lucy, who I started my flock with. She was all white, just so beautiful. So I'm on the fence about that. I'm still feeling better, except I am still pretty much sore from tripping the other night. I forgot what night that was, but I took a bad trip, and I don't remember what I tripped over, but I fell, and I was 14 minutes. And, I always have to try not to fall on this left shoulder and arm. So it's hard to, it's hard when you're falling to get yourself to fall a different way than the way that your body's going, so. But I am feeling better from the fall, just sore, but not even as sore as I was the next day. And I'm still, depending on the Lord to help me with this blood sugar. My blood sugars still run a bit high in the morning. But like I've mentioned, I have a pretty strong idea why, and working on that. Now tonight will be a good test, in fact, because today's Thursday, and it's a church night, and this is part of the problem with my blood sugars being high in the morning. When I have a church night, like Thursday night and Sunday night, when I come home, I'm hungry. And so I'll eat something, not junk, but I'll just eat something. And then I'll be up for about a half hour, an hour, then I'll go to bed. Well, when you're in bed and you're sleeping or just resting, because I never get a full night's sleep, you're not burning off, all that food that you ate. So, it's just in your body. It's going through its system, digestion and all that, but you're not active. You're not burning it off. And so in the morning, the blood sugar's high. Well, tonight, our service got canceled. My pastor's wife has been down sick since Monday. She was running fever, throwing up, and just terrible. And I think Tuesday, she went to the doctor and she's down with COVID. So, but there's been some other people from church that are down sick, not with COVID, just with, I'm really not sure what. But I know she's the only one tested positive for COVID. Other people are down sick with just different things. And so the pastor decided to call off the service tonight. In fact, this coming Saturday, we had planned a church work day. A lot of things inside the church, like in the storage rooms, need to be gone through and organized, decluttering. And plus, we're splitting up the Sunday school classes, like I've mentioned before, from younger age to older, like 7 to 12. And so we're turning one of the storage rooms, I think, into Sunday school class. So anyway, all able bodies that were not working on Saturday and that physically can move things and all, we're planning to go Saturday to do that. And that work day got called off on Monday because reports started to come in of people being sick. And so the pastor felt it was wise to not have everyone together Saturday for that. But since then, other people have come down sick, and so we don't have church tonight. But my point is, so I won't be getting home tonight, like about 9 or 9:30, hungry and eating. I will eat my supper at a decent hour, and then I won't eat anything else after a certain time. I'll just drink water or tea. And this will be a good test to see about my blood sugar in the morning. Yep. But my numbers throughout the days have been really good. Let's see. I did notice yesterday, well, it was the day after I had that fall, that during that day my numbers stayed kind of high. But, my body was in a lot of pain and my muscles were sore from the fall, and so that also affects blood sugar. Like I've said before, blood sugar levels, it involves a whole lot more than just what you eat or what you don't eat. If you have underlying health issues, if you don't have underlying health issues and you're just dealing with the diabetes, it still can be thrown off by the common cold, by the flu, by not getting good rest, not getting good sleep. It's a whole big spectrum. I've been dealing with the diabetes for quite a few years, but even before I was diagnosed, I had learned a whole lot about it when I was a nurse's aide and home health aide. More so on the home health aide course, because, you're going in to people's houses and basically you were the nurse and the treatment nurse. I took care of wounds and things like that. Whereas in a nursing home, you have your charge nurse and you have a treatment nurse and you're the aide, but you still you pick up a lot of slack even from the nurses. At least that's how it used to be. I'm sure a lot of it has changed. And, okay, let's see what I've covered. I don't know how you put up with me because, you know, I get distracted by watching people, the bus with all those young people left, so that won't be a distraction. Okay, I've covered the trap. I've covered the peeps at Tractor Supply. I've covered blood sugar. I forget what day again, but Kelly from I Bring It Every Day, her and, oh, I only got 4 minutes, and Moses went to their flea market, and the week before they went and she bought some yarn. This week they went and she bought some, they looked like nice doilies. I hope that she'll show them, and I hope she'll do a video on that yarn. Anyway, I don't know, she kind of inspired me to look on Facebook Marketplace. I have not been looking for a long time for me, because just don't have the extra funds. But I did poke around and I looked, and there was a lady in Garland, so not far away, selling a bunch of crochet books, very reasonable. And so I contacted her, and I met her yesterday, and I bought them, and I'll need to do a video to show you. But she was very nice, and we met at a automotive place. I don't know if she works there or if she was having her truck done, but I arrived first and texted her, I'm here, and she said she's getting ready to pull in. And when she pulled in and we met, she said, I'm so sorry, I ran a few minutes late, I was selling eggs. So then we got talking about chickens, and that was fun. She where she lives in Garland, she's only allowed 4 chickens. That's the same with Jamie from Jamie's Hooked. If she ever is able to get chickens, she can only have 4. Anyway, me and this lady were talking about the different breeds, and she said she'd send me some pictures of hers, and I'll send her pictures of mine. So it was nice to meet her. 22 minutes. So I guess this is it. I have been crocheting, but not like I need to. I really need to. I can feel it in my hands, you know, when I go a long time without being steady with it. My fingers and joints ache if I don't. If I'm not on my game crocheting. So I need to get back really busy crocheting. I need to. Lord, help me to do it. And so I guess this is it, because this is gonna cut off in less than a minute. But thanks for putting up with me. I'm glad that I could call you up for a few minutes, and I think I've updated you on everything. I believe so. So have a good rest of your day, and please pray that we get rain. We really need rain. And remember to be kind to everybody, because somebody's having a bad day, and know that I appreciate you. Bye.